Hello and welcome to the Fuzzy Loaf Podcast, where we talk about what's going on in nerd and pop culture. I'm Scott, that's
Matt.
And today we have Chuck with us today for the first time in a really long time.
It was season 4 of Game of Thrones, I think that was.
Jesus Christ.
So it was a while.
Before the podcast was what it is today.
Yep.
So, Chuck's here because obviously we're talking Pokemon Go this week.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail, I'm just kidding. I don't know what the thumbnail is.
I haven't made it yet,
Okay.
that's why.
It's going to be a Pokeball? I think it's going to be a Pokeball.
It's going to be Pokemon Go related. I'm going to try to find, if you take any good pictures of some AR pictures of Pokemon, send them to me.
I've got some really terrible pictures of like my phone going like this and just streaking everywhere.
The quality of my camera is horrible if I look at it.
Oh, my camera's actually pretty good, so maybe I'll have to. We'll get into it. Anyway, so I got we got Chuck. We're getting into Pokemon Go right away.
Yeah.
Sorry, well, that was a mess. Chuck's here because I have not even downloaded Pokemon Go yet. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I've played every main series game. I've got an Ash Ketchum action figure on my shelf. I can't wait for Sun and Moon, but for some reason I just do not care about playing Pokemon Go. So today I've got Matt's been playing it, so we brought Chuck in, who's been playing it too, to talk about it, talk about what they like, what they don't like, and maybe convince me to play it. I'm probably going to download it today, but I want to hear what these guys have to say, and we're going to get into a good discussion. So we're going to do Pokemon Go at the top of this episode, and then maybe we'll get into some smaller topics if we have time.
Yeah.
And we got a cool music minute this week, so. All right, guys, Pokemon Go. Give me your First impressions, and then we'll get into things you like, things you don't like. Chuck, you want to go first?
It has potential. I think that's my biggest, and I think from what I've talked to a lot of people, that's what they believe too. Some people love it, like, are just gobbling it up. I wish I could, but I have a phone battery that is honestly the size of a pea, so it discharges pretty quickly. I enjoy it though. I think it's great. I think it's a great step forward. It's getting me out of the house.
Exactly. I tweeted yesterday before I even downloaded it because I saw like the reaction, or maybe it was a couple days ago, the reaction that people were having where it's like, I think this Niantic and the Pokemon Company, or that Pokemon Company, whatever they call themselves now, I can't remember what they formally titled themselves.
The Pokemon Company.
Yeah. I think they have solved obesity for our generation. Yeah. I really think they have, because I've seen so many pictures of people just getting out and like actually walking around, and then not only that, but like socially awkward people are now socializing.
Yeah, that's
and it's like I live within 100 feet of so many people that are my age in my apartment building that I've never spoken a word to, and I've seen them more and interacted with them more in the last day than I would have without this app.
Oh man, yeah, I was there was actually that's hilarious too. You were talking about socially awkward people, and you know.
Oh yeah, be careful with the table. It's gonna flip otherwise.
It's
all like
I am a browser of 4chan. Sue me.
Surprise, surprise.
I don't partake, but I do like to read, and I just find the culture hilarious sometimes. But they were talking about Pokemon Go and how Niantic and the Pokemon Company are diabolical geniuses in trying to eliminate obesity and social, as they call it, social autism in the U.S. and around the world by having all of these recluses come out and walking in parks and talking to each other, so they're no longer in their basements. And I thought it was hilarious because it's so true. I mean, like, I don't leave my house on my weekends. I work throughout the week. I get home and I sleep, and then on my weekends I'm just like, I'm not putting on pants. Or it's just like,
I lived with Chuck for a year. I can attest to that.
I'm not gonna go. Oh, you're still here. I haven't left. No, but then I get this thing. I'm like, it's 8 a.m. and I'm out on my bike riding around in parks and trying to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
And you do meet good. I won't say good people, but you do meet a good amount of people. That's where I was going with that. I was telling Scott earlier, I was catching a Pidgey. Yeah, I had just woken up. I just downloaded the app the night before, and I had got my starter. And like, I'm going out on an adventure. I'm gonna be a Pokemon master. And there's gyms around, which we'll explain and everything later. But I was just standing near one, just catching Pokemon, and all of a sudden I just hear vroom, and I see this guy, this brand new, spanking new yellow Mazda, some letter combination, I don't know, because I'm not big on cars. And he's got tinted windows, and I'm sitting there like a little kid, just swiping away, trying to catch this Pidgey. And then this guy rolls down his window, looks at me, and I look up, and he's like, "Hey, what team are you on?" And I'm like, I'm not on a team yet, but I'm probably going to pick red. And he's like, "Well, when you do, I'm on team yellow," because his car's a whole yellow. And he's like, "You see these 2 gyms over here? They're mine. Don't even try it." And then he just drives away. And I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, that's awkward.
Yeah.
But that was cool. I thought it was cool. I was like, someone like that would be driving around capturing gyms and stuff like that. It's hilarious. I thought it was great. So I think that the potential of it, getting people together and stuff is going to be great.
So we were talking about Nintendo and what is the company that helped
Niantic.
Niantic?
I don't know how you
I call it Niantic.
Fucking people need to come with easier names. Fuzzy Loaf, easy name. Fucking idiots.
Plug.
Okay, so this is a meme I found on Facebook about it. It's the evolution of Nintendo trying to get people to play outside. So it's Pokemon Red version, 1996. Look, you can link up with friends, trade or battle. You should find other
with these really short cords, so you have to be near people.
Right, it's the evolution. 2009, the Pokewalker. Look, you can now level your Pokemon by walking. Pretty cool, right? Go for a walk.
Cool.
2010, Pokemon Black and White. Look, you don't even have to be at a Pokemon Center to battle your friend anymore. Just do it wherever you are. 2013, look, you don't even have to search for other players anymore. We do it for you. You just need to go outside and be close to other players. You can even get rewards. 2016, go outside for fuck's sake.
Well, it is a really interesting point because Nintendo in Japan actually makes a ton of like health and fitness products outside of gaming.
Huge for that, yeah.
So it's like, I wonder if that was part of the motivation behind this.
Well, I mean, the design of it too, obviously, of course, it was... here in the U.S., we don't really have... Everything is... It's so huge. Everything is so far apart. You need a vehicle to get to most places.
Especially if you live in the suburbs.
Right. Because the suburbs are a huge percentage of the population.
It takes 20 minutes to get anywhere.
Right. And so unless you live in the cities, things like this, that's why, the DS... A lot of the games when it came out on DS, like connectivity. If you walk around, you're going to find a lot of people.
But you had to live in the city.
Which is a great thing if you lived in a primarily pedestrian city.
Yeah,
or
if you
a
took
metropolis
the bus all the time
that consists of 12 million people, and that's pretty much your entire country's population is in your capital, which is great for Europe and Asia and stuff like that, where a majority of the people do live in the cities versus living out in the rural. Whereas the U.S. we're spread out a lot.
Our country's fucking huge.
It is huge.
We have population. Considering the fact that one of our states has the population of one, if not 2 countries.
Yeah.
And the landmass to boot.
We're 50 countries all put together.
Exactly. We're 50 small countries. That's all. You should always think about that when you think of the U.S. We're just 50 small countries. But like in Japan, you're always connecting with people. Mm-hmm. You're sitting on you take the train, you go to work. You've got 70, 80 pings on your DS for spot passes.
Yeah,
I'm like you are going to be able to enjoy it. That's the issue. So with Pokemon Go, that's very, very smart for them to say, all right, fine. The connectivity with other people isn't necessarily part of the game. It's just a side addition. The point of the game is to explore your city, try and find Pokemon, try and find Pokestops, try and find gyms. It's just going to happen that you're going to meet other people because those are set locations that you have to go to, which is genius. Because now it's no longer you have to talk to people to enjoy this game. Now it's you can enjoy this game and you can talk to people. And so it's pretty smart, and I think it's great. Because Niantic did this before with another one of their games.
It's called Ingress.
Yeah, it was invite only at one point.
Yeah.
And now it's
completely open.
I think it's open.
Was that another
now.
AR game?
Yeah, that's where all of the data points are from. So like where all the Pokestops are where people in the game claimed are like, this is a public location that's easy to get to. And the whole
that game was like the proto version of Pokemon Go.
It was partially so they started as a Google Maps. It was like a research initiative to get people to
Go
they built
out,
this game, to go out to
and
map cities,
exactly,
and
do
to
the
find
jobs
locations.
for it, because a lot of
so smart. You make it a game, people will do any work
Exactly.
for
Because
you.
think about it, if you go on Google Maps, you're gonna go in and you'll see major attractions. You'll see big places, but you're not gonna see like the small little monuments that some towns have. Google Maps isn't gonna show that. But if you go into, you said Ingress, right?
Yeah, Ingress.
Ingress, or even this, you're gonna find my camp that I work at. If you go in to Google Maps, it doesn't show the camp statue, or not the camp statue, like the camp plaque or anything like that. And it does it. It's public space. It says Camp Outwin and everything like that. And it's like, this is where, and it'll show that. And you can go down the road. It'll have the VFW and stuff like that. It'll show these things that you necessarily wouldn't know about. The park Beltrami that I live by, they have a flagpole there it's a little monument. It's on there. It's in Pokemon. It's a Pokestop. It wouldn't be on Google Maps or anything like that. So I think it's
very smart by them.
Yeah. So it's like I said, they're pretty much geniuses for how they handled it. Now, that part is good. The technical aspect of it is a little bit.
There's a lot of bugs.
Leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I haven't hit level 5 yet. I just hit level 4 this morning because I like I said, I couldn't download it on my daily phone.
Yeah.
So I had to download it on my old phone. But I haven't got to like the battling part of it yet, and I heard that's kind of
it's weird.
Lacking.
Yeah, it leaves a lot. Like I said, it leaves a lot to be desired.
I would love if you could, like, if we did run into each other, we could battle on the street.
It is rumored. It hasn't been the only official statement that I've heard, that I've actually have read about or heard from Niantic itself, was that they're looking to optimize the battery consumption, because it's constantly running your GPS and it's constantly running your data sync, meaning you are always going to be connected. It's always going to be running data. People are like, it's going to run about 25 megs a day.
Yeah.
Which to some people is a lot.
It's not that much.
Actually, it's really negligible unless you have an extremely, extremely small data plan, like 500 meg. Some people do have a 500 meg plan. I would not recommend you get this game at all if you don't have
unless you have Comcast, because all Xfinity modems now are hotspots.
So you just download the Comcast app and you can just auto-connect to the hotspots.
Yeah, I was doing that for a little while on this phone.
That would save battery power too, because connecting to Wi-Fi is much less of a strain than connecting to your data.
You either have to be in like a dense suburban area or like a city.
Which is another thing that a lot of people have complaints about for the game, is that rural areas, parks, places outside of the city is actually not abundant with Pokemon. I can walk 5 minutes outside of my house in northeast Minneapolis, and I'm gonna run into 20 Pokemon.
Yeah.
In the 3-block radius, I'm gonna constantly be hitting Pokemon.
My apartment building is still considered like an outside area, so I was just walking
down your hallways. Stuff like
Pokemon
that.
Left and right.
But I walk through the park at where I work, and I got like 5 Pokemon in a city park, like a state park, a county park. That's what a county park. It's huge. There's lakes, there's trails, there's portages for canoes and stuff, like an actual big park, not a city park. And I caught an Onix and like a Weedle. But there's nothing else out there.
Well, I mean, you came over here today and you're like, let's see what Pokemon you have over in your
yard. Over here.
And I've got Weedles, Caterpie, or Weedles, Rattatas, and Pidgeys out here.
Those are everywhere. Anywhere that you open the app.
Because I live in a far outer ring suburb. Pretty far out here, and it's
beautiful. Like, this area is beautiful.
There's lots of woods over here.
Just be able to
There's
walk
a swamp
out.
right behind my house.
Yeah, the fact that here, where it's less populated, there aren't more wild Pokemon yet.
You'd think out here there should be like rare Pokemon out here.
And I go out and I can walk out 3 o'clock in the afternoon in downtown Minneapolis, and I'm finding dozens of Pokemon out. That I see how it was designed, where more populated, density areas are going to have more Pokemon, but makes more sense if they were out here.
I think that is something they'll work on, because Ingress, the whole point was these are public locations where people, like, it was the same concept where you battle, kind of like the gyms. But I think they'll start to find data sets of like, okay, these are areas that people are visiting and trying to get Pokemon, and they're not seeing any. And like, okay, this is like a county park or a state park. This would make sense for these types of Pokemon to be here. Because right now, like by my apartment, I went over to the pond and there was no water Pokemon.
Yeah. And
it's like, that's weird because it's a lake.
Which is fucking like I said, there's just little things that they're gonna fix. I mean, the game came out 2 days ago, so it's like it's only been out for the weekend in the U.S. It's been released.
It's already the top grossing app on iTunes and Google Play.
Yeah, it's insane. Hopefully it stays insane because it's extremely. For how simple it is extremely involving. Because I wake up in the morning like, the only thing detracting me from going, out exploring is that I'm out of shape. so the fact that that's the only thing stopping me from taking my phone and then just walking around the city all day is that I'm a little bit out of shape. So I know I'm going to be tired too early. That's really cool. Like, and I want it. Hopefully it keeps going on. And they work on it and they add more and they make some quality of life changes. But yeah, they do have things set up where environments do cause certain Pokemon to.
Well, and I was reading
nighttime, daytime cycle.
Daytime, and then there's also weather.
Weather, they do. It does weather.
That is how in the Pokemon game.
Yep.
Is too.
So if you are in an area and it's just just regular normal flying, some random psychic Pokemon because psychic Pokemon love the cities or apparently and ghosts.
Yeah.
But then it storms. And either during the storm or after the storm, you check, and there's going to be Politoes. There's going to be Goldines and stuff like that in areas that they wouldn't be simply because they're water types. Hopefully you find Goldines and Seals and stuff like that in an actual body of water. But I found a Sea King in the side of the road after it rained. Just like, I'll save you, don't worry. Get my ball.
It's like I saw a picture of a guy who was in a meeting at work and a Magikarp appeared on the desk and he's like, oh, get out of here, you stupid fish.
It's like, it's going to be, it has a lot of, like I said, it has a lot of potential. It does have a lot to be desired, especially the battery drain. Battery drain is a huge thing. It's running global sync and it's running GPS. If they can fix that where you don't necessarily need to. It picks up your location.
What would be great is if they could do it when the screen was off.
That's a big thing. You have to have your screen on, and that's what drains most of my batteries.
My battery already is because I have a Galaxy S6, and their batteries are notoriously trash.
The fact that my phone, when it's plugged into my car, still drains is a big deal.
Do you have a fast charger in your car?
Yeah, I have a fast charger.
Oh my God.
It's plugged straight into the car.
My phone batteries, it's Galaxies. They have just trash battery.
Like 4-hour batteries.
Oh my God, if I'm fucking lucky. Or my battery's so bad I have to charge it at night when I go to bed, in my car, whenever I'm in my car, and at work.
Yeah.
And constantly.
Yeah. It's so if they can fix that, it'll the longer that they can make it so that your phone lasts while playing the game, the more people are going to keep playing the game. If I can only go out for 30 minutes, I'm serious, 40 minutes, and I'll drain 100% of the battery if I have.
You can't get that far from home.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
I can't go explore. People, and you go online and there's a battery saver mode, which all it does is it keeps the app open, but it does turn off your screen if it's upside down. So you put it in your pocket. And it'll buzz and vibrate if the Pokemon, if you're walking past
But
something.
it has to be upside down.
But you can't look. You can't see, where's their grass rustling nearby? It's just like, you're just walking. So it's, it's something that they will have to fix and work on. Every other game on the phone will pop up a notification with the game closed, and I open it up, and it's like, oh, here we are.
That's Nintendo for you, man. Everything's great ideas that just don't.
I think Nintendo really is hands off, other than the licensing.
I really think.
Oh, you think so?
That's usually how it goes with these games. You don't, unless it's actually developed by Nintendo. They're just a publisher.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see them maybe providing
it's like the
assets or something. Yeah,
it's like all the other licensed games. Like they have Square Enix has some games out there. They're just licensed out there, unless it's an actual Final Fantasy title developed by Square Enix. Most of them are just licensed. There has been confirmation that, like I said, they are working on trying to optimize the game. There are rumors. There's nothing confirmed. There are rumors that Niantic is looking into ways that they can have either the gym battles be more intuitive, because right now it's just you just click.
You tap, and
you
it's
tap.
based
You can
on
dodge attacks, and it's based off of the attack. So if you get hit by if you're good, I'm doing the finger quotes there. A low level Pokemon can beat a high level Pokemon at a gym because it has a dodge mechanic. Mm-hmm. But since it's based on power, if your little tiny Pokemon gets hit once by like a level 4, you're done. But you can beat someone higher just based on taps.
See, and I thought the taps. I was reading because like I said, I haven't hit level 5 yet, so I haven't battled at a gym. I was reading that the attack speed also had to do with the attack speed of the Pokemon.
Yeah,
so like it might be
it's
a
also
quarter of a second
because you have because every Pokemon has 2 attacks. They have their basic attack and then they have their special. Like I had a Drowsy who was just really slow because he used
Drowsies are slow.
He just used Psybeam. Mm-hmm. So no matter how fast I was tapping, he still had to do the stupid animation where he go, just shoots it out. So he lost. But then I had a Jinx, who I think had Slap. And then she had Ice Beam or something. So they didn't even bother using a Psychic move for her first move. So she had Slap. And she was slapping the shit out of this Pokemon. She still died because it was low, but I was clicking and it was just draining that guy's health. So, I mean, that's cool. They have the foundation for a possibly cool battle where maybe not necessarily turn-based battles, but doing those battles where it's one person's ability to tap and dodge versus another person's ability to tap and dodge.
See, part of me wishes it was turn-based, but at the same time I understand why they don't.
There's nothing confirmed, but a lot of people that are just looking into it are thinking it might be possible that Nintendo isn't going to allow them to do it because it would detract from
playing the original
Pokemon games. Right. Especially with Sun and Moon coming out now soon. Why would they want a competing product?
Because I think this could make them more money than Sun and Moon.
It could. I mean, but that's the thing is that you have to consider when it comes to Pokemon games, Pokemon sells DSs.
Yeah.
Pokemon, every time a new Pokemon game. And there's no other game out there that will sell a system like a new Pokemon game. Every time a new Pokemon game. It doesn't matter
what kind. It
doesn't matter what kind of Pokemon game. There's always an influx of purchases. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could be a Pokemon dungeon game, and I guarantee you will see an increase.
If they would have made a Pokemon Snap 2 for the Wii U, they would have sold so many goddamn Wii U's. It would have been fucking insane.
The Wii U's would have been backordered. They would have had another issue where they.
And why didn't they do that? They have the fucking Wii U pad with the camera.
That would have been. I mean, they had it perfect. Where it's like you sit there in a VR world. I mean, you're just sitting on your couch and it's projecting it, but you can move around in your VR. It's
dropped the ball. It's Nintendo. They don't reach.
You gotta consider this is a company that's been around since like the 1890s.
Yeah,
as a card company, and they're traditional. They're as traditionalist with games as you can go. I mean, everyone was going towards CDs and everything because it was cheaper.
Cartridges, baby.
Let's stick with cartridges. I mean, yes, they were very consumer friendly, except the fact that if they were expensive as all hell.
Yeah,
and they could not store that much data.
And they couldn't, so you had to have a separate. You always have to have a separate thing to store it on. They just haven't been able to create internal memory yet that's good enough where you don't have to buy a separate thing. Nintendo 64. Oh, you have to get the expansion card, and we've got memory cards for them.
That was for Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong was too much.
Yeah.
And if they didn't have the expansion pack thing, it would crash. So they had to when they put the game
memory.
Right. When they put the game out, they had to have the expansion with the game. So it cost them money to put that up.
And you have the actual storage issues. Like, here we got brand new system. We've got all this working with flash memory. But we need you to buy your own separate flash memory card as well.
Well, I mean, PlayStation and Xbox, they all had memory cards back in the day too. With the same time as GameCube did.
But it wasn't. I mean, because they always use blocks. Oh, God, God, I hate blocks. Tell me what it actually is in size.
In
kilobytes, megabytes.
Yeah, that was.
Tell me what it is.
Because they did that for PlayStation. They said, like, this is like however many kilobytes, whatever. Like, all right, well, get rid of that.
And then
Nintendo's like 6 blocks. You're like, that is.
What is 6 blocks?
That's such an arbitrary unit that makes no sense.
I remember when I remember as a kid, and I would get memory cards for my GameCube, and I'm like, I would look at the back of the box. I'm like, shit, 16 blocks. I've only got 10. I'm like, I feel like an idiot thinking back to that now. Like, I felt like a child. They made me feel like a child, and they're still making me feel like a child because I open up my DS like, 2,000 blocks. What is that? I have a 16 gig card. What is that? So I can know.
What is Google? What is the conversion rate between blocks and
yes, flash memory cards are really cheap these days, so it's fine. And I can spend $4 and I can get a 16 gig card. But I don't want to spend that extra $2 if I can get an 8 gig card and I know I can get 4 games on that. But I don't know what blocks are. Anyway, back to Pokemon Go. No, it's if Niantic is listening to people, I mean, like I said, it's only the first week it's been out. It hasn't even been a full week yet, so there's going to be growing pains and everything like that. But for the most part, it is. I don't think recently have any of you experienced as much of an involvement in something from your friends and yourself on social media, in conversations, that Pokemon Go has had just with this weekend.
Not anything positive.
Yeah, exactly. It's always something negative, like movies or bad shows or world events and stuff like that. It's never been anything positive. And for the first time in a long time, you've got friends that you haven't talked to in years that you're seeing talking about Pokemon. Like, yo, what team are you on? Yellow,
yeah.
You dirty yellow bastard! Just like
Jesus, don't need to get racist in here, Chuck.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, come on, no, I'm just kidding. Come on, yellow's an old thing calling someone a coward. Come on,
okay,
old westerns, yeah. As if westerns weren't racist movies, anyways.
But yeah.
But yeah, you're talking to people. I mean, I casually mentioned at work that there was an onyx near a tree, and then all of a sudden I'm surrounded by 7 other counselors. Like, where? And they're pulling up their phones and everything like that. Counselors that I see every day, but I don't talk to.
Yeah.
They know who I am, I know who they are, but we don't talk. And all of a sudden we're all just sitting there talking about, well, what team are you on? Where did you find? I found a Seaking over here. There's a Dugong over there, and stuff like that. And it's like, there hasn't really been anything that's really involved us as a generation, really.
Well, I think the ubiquitous, the fact that it released on phones instead of the DS is what absolutely has made this possible.
Accessibility.
Because more people has a phone than yeah.
Well, exactly. And
DS isn't that big here. I mean...
But it's that's something Nintendo has been struggling with, is they're not getting the numbers of hardware that they want sold in the US. But it's this is your in. This is how you get. This
is what people have wanted for a long time. I know this is a conversation because 3 things that we talked about in high school all the time, Scott. Pokemon, pooping, and sex. That was the 3 things. Pretty much. I think those are and maybe food or something in there sometimes.
Pizza.
Pizza.
So 3 P's. Pokemon, poop, and pizza.
Yeah, Pokemon, poop, and pizza. There you go. Yeah.
And then sex.
And then we just threw sex in there for some reason because we're high school kids.
Sex, but the P is silent.
Yep. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
The 4 P's.
The 4 P's. But that was honestly something we sat there what? I wish I could just walk outside. I've got a phone with a camera. Why can't they make a game where I can just walk outside and I can see Pokemon right there and I catch it?
Yeah.
And they finally made it, and lo and behold, people love it.
People
eat it.
Shit.
Exactly. Yeah. People have eaten it up. People got into car accidents because, holy shit, there's a Pikachu on the side of the highway.
Well, yeah, and then I grabbed a couple things. So, just this last week, a girl found a dead body in a park while playing Pokemon.
Yep.
The police in Australia posted on Facebook letting individuals know they do not need to enter the police station to catch or to get the Pokeballs, and that the Pikachus that are across the street, they should be careful and check both ways.
Yeah, look both ways, no jaywalking.
And it's there was also a selfie of a police, I think it was in LA somewhere, a neighborhood in LA. It was a police officer, it was a middle-aged white guy, and 2 20-something black kids in the park playing
that story.
Yeah, playing Pokemon Go, and they took a selfie together because the cop got called.
Yeah, because
disturbance. Somebody said.
Yeah, the story was that it was this 40-year-old guy. It was 3 a.m. He woke up and he's I want to go walk through the park and try and find some Pokemon. So he's walking around, and it's 3 a.m. and it's dark. And he's just walking around, and all of a sudden he hears, "Yo, my man!" And he looks over, and these 2 20-something-year-old black guys are sitting there, and he's like, what do they want? And then you're like, I don't know what they were looking. I think
it was like an Onix.
It was an Onix.
Yeah,
He's like, yo, there's an Onix over by the railroad tracks. And like, no shit, really? And he walks over there, catches it, and then goes back, and they just start chatting about Pokemon. So it's two 20-something-year-old guys, 2 20-something-year-old black guys with this 40-year-old white guy, 3 a.m. in a park in California. Looks like a drug deal. Someone calls it in, says it's a drug deal, cop pulls up, so they have to explain, no.
We're playing Pokemon.
They have to explain. That's the thing, is they had to convince the cop, no, they weren't dealing drugs or anything like that illegal. And they said the harder thing to explain was actually the game.
Yeah.
So then they explain the game to the guy, and then the police officer downloads the app and asks, how do I do this?
So I went to Chicago Lake Liquors yesterday downtown, and I'm walking into the liquor store, and because it's Chicago Lake.
Yeah.
They have a cop there all the time. The cop's outside talking to this dude, and the cop's talking about how he saw a Zubat in his house.
So this is insane, because you think about it. We all know what Pokemon is. We all
do, especially we grew up.
Especially we grew up with it. But I mean, Pokemon first came out in the U.S. The show in 1997. 1997, the show came out, and that was when the first game came out too on the Game Boy.
I was playing Pokemon before I could read.
Right, and I could read.
I was a very literate child. Though. I started reading.
It came out when we were.
I was
4 or 5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, I didn't know how to read yet.
Jesus Christ! I was reading novels by that point.
I was a little later. It was until second grade It wasn't until second grade that I was in the advanced reading class. Okay.
No, it's but
I learned to read in kindergarten.
What do you think about it? It's a lot of people are, because the generation that we grew up with, and then the generation that raised us, they know what Pokemon is.
Yeah.
So now we're at this point. Kids younger than us know what Pokemon is. We know what Pokemon is, and the generation above us knows what Pokemon is. It's the generation above that might not know, but they're not the demographic. Mm-hmm. Pokemon has the demographic of, 13 to 40-year-olds. That's the demographic.
Pretty much, yeah.
They've got that.
Yeah.
And now everyone has it.
Pokemon has nailed the 18 to 34 demographic.
Exactly, there it is. 18 to 34. They've got it. We own you now.
They've even got the stragglers on the outside of that demographic.
Right,
too.
some people.
Nintendo, or basically Pokemon, owns the bell curve.
I'm telling you, Pokemon is huge. I work with 6-year-old kids, and some people are like, "What is your favorite animal?" A Pikachu. Kids.
That's not an animal, you idiot. but good choice.
Good choice. I don't care that that's completely wrong. You're awesome. No, even young kids are still enjoying Pokemon, and that's wonderful. And then you get from young kids to older kids, and it's beautiful. The fact that you walked past a police officer, just standing,
talking to a customer. They were outside in the parking lot talking about how he saw a Zubat, and then they said, "Oh, hey, I'm Joe," or whatever, and I was like, "This is great." At Chicago Lake,
yeah,
exactly.
Pokemon Go has the ability.
Pokemon.
It's the healing. It's just it
has the healing power. If we all just united hands and tried to become Pokemon masters.
I tried to convince my mom to download it, and she's like, "I don't understand."
My mom's too old. She doesn't even know what Pokemon is. My mom calls it Pokemon still.
Pokemon.
I'm sure my mom also would call it Pokemon.
I've only been playing Pokemon my entire life.
Hey, stop playing that Pac-Man
My mom doesn't know what that is. My mom knows who Pikachu is,
Pokemon,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
But to her, every Pokemon's a Pikachu.
Everything's a Pikachu. Yeah.
But,
are you over there playing that Mario?
No. My mom knows Mario. My mom grew up in the 80s, so.
Well, if you're from the Northeast, you would call it Mario.
Mario.
My mom's not. She's from
Mario.
She's from the Minneapolis suburbs.
From
of Minnesota.
Are you just ashamed of that?
No.
Represent the 612.
I'm just saying she wouldn't say it. Anyway.
Or is she more than
763?
763?
But okay, I want to. No, it was 612 where she was.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you guys, because there's a limited number of Pokemon in this game, obviously.
The original first generation.
And it's not even all. I think it's only 80 of the original 151.
No,
I think it's all of them.
Oh, really?
It's all of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the original 150.
The only ones I'm not certain of right now
The
are
high-
like the legendaries.
I think it goes up as high. I know for certain because I don't know. Do you have anything above Eevee's Pokedex number?
No, I
have an Eevee, and that's as high as my Pokedex goes. So I don't know if there's anything past that point. But it has to be because you can evolve. No, it has to be because there's Dugongs.
Yeah.
No, Dugong's before Eevee.
There's Dugongs in the 80s. Yeah, Dugongs, I think, is in the 80s.
But Dratini, are there Dratinis in that?
I don't know.
Because Dratini, it goes Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite,
Here's the
then
difficult
the
part
birds.
is they could be a Pokemon that we can't catch in this region or in specific areas.
Right.
So it's like I don't know.
It has to go above Eevee because Eevee can evolve. And I saw Flareon.
True, right.
And I know it has the options.
So I wanted to ask, because obviously they're going to have more Pokemon. There's going to be Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right.
Holy fuck, I didn't realize we're that far. What Pokemon are you most excited to see in the game?
Second generation.
Bidoof, man.
Later on. Like any specific Pokemon or that you're excited to see besides Bidoof? Anyone's
Come on. Any good Pokemon?
Like I'm excited for like a Totodile to be in the game or like...
So for the starters, I'm pretty sure the starters the only way. I saw a starter. I saw Squirtle. They're very
Charmander.
rare.
I was gonna say there's Charmander in the field across from my apartment building, and I only know this because I was sitting out on my deck, and there was like a group of 16 people who are walking, like crossing each other's path. He's like, dude, I caught a Charmander in that field over there.
You got 16 people walking in an abandoned field behind an apartment building trying to catch a Pokemon.
Oh my god. I just wonder what United Crushers over there and like by like the U of M is gonna be like with all like the old abandoned buildings. Like, I'm gonna catch a Haunter in here somewhere. I know.
I've got a Haunter. That's awesome. I saw it. But at night, near an apartment building, I was like, not going near that place anytime.
any Pokemon you're excited to see in the game in the future?
I want to see how they can do some of the old. I want to know what they're going to do with some of the old fossil Pokemon. With any of the
legendaries.
Because
legendaries, I want them to do it on events. I want them to do
because they showed in the Go like they remember that like there was like a Mewtwo event type thing.
It'd be cool if it was like, okay, for this week you have to come here and do this specific thing or grab like these specific, you know what I mean? Like if they made it like a
my
challenge
only issue
of some sort.
is I want them to do events. I want them to do event and location events, but I don't want them to do it in only places that only certain people can come.
Yeah.
If they do a New Year's event, do it in the capital go to your state's capital.
Yeah.
Or
even then, you got people that live out far away.
Still,
they can't make it there.
Still, it's still as accessible as they can do it.
Yeah.
But if they do a New Year's event, and you're like, you can only get this Pokemon ever
in Chicago
or in New York in Times Square. That's gonna detract. That's gonna make me feel like this.
Unless this is another thing that we haven't talked about that's missing from it is unless they add trading in some fashion.
Right, but you can catch so many Pokemon and stuff like that. But
yeah, but I'm saying like if somebody could catch 2 or 3,
they need to. Yeah. It's like I said, it's a good game solo. But
I just scrolled through Instagram and someone posted a picture that they caught a Dratini.
Perfect. So it
does go that far.
I don't know about the 3 legendary birds.
Because Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite are right before the legendary birds in the Pokedex.
Yep. So I don't know about them because those are actually the team.
Someone's got a Sparrow at Sephora at Mall of America.
I caught a Sparrow on my laptop.
Yep.
It was right there.
I didn't tell Chuck about. I met this couple at the bar last night, and they were talking about how he had a Pidgey on his dick, on the tip of his dick.
Yeah, it's hilarious because you'll open it up and you catch it, and then it'll spawn wherever your camera is looking at initially. So if you're looking somewhere dumb, like the top of someone's head, like hold on, you got a shell there just chilling right there. Don't move. Okay,
yeah.
You can go.
I've seen so many pictures on Instagram of people like they're out eating and then there's like a Goldine or something in their drink and they're like, excuse me, waiter, there's a Goldine in my drink.
Man.
Yeah. But
Pokemon.
But I do want to see.
That's all we can afford.
I do want to see how they do. I want them to do like fossil Pokemon, like you have to go into museums or something like that.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
That'd be really sweet.
So the one.
But you got to pay to get into the museum.
But that's the whole point.
Well,
you have to.
It would be cool if they did partnerships with museums too, and like, okay, you get, 50% off or 20% off if you go to this museum and show them that you got and it's like
It's a lot of that's a lot of work for them to do.
But imagine.
But that's what the whole point of augmented reality games is to have people involved, the opportunities for businesses and sites.
It'd be great for businesses like some businesses who are out of touch might not understand it, but if you go up to somebody and be like, hey, so we want to do a partnership with Pokemon Go with you to get people to come in
and I think like the
business, it'd be a great marketing thing.
Absolutely.
Or just even if they start doing like later generations, they don't have to do all the Pokemon because there's so many Pokemon. But if they do like certain select ones,
almost 1,000 now.
They can do they can do like certain select ones. Then they could try and make it like a Target or one more. They'll pick some Pokemon that fits their thing, like, and just have them only spawn at Targets.
Go to Blick and you can catch a Smeargle.
Yeah, something like that.
Or
Marshalls. Yeah, you go to Marshalls, you get a Smeargle.
Well, I said Blick because it's an art supply store and Smeargle's a painter.
Is it Marshalls?
I don't know what Marshalls is. No, Marshalls is a
department store. You're thinking of
Michael's.
Michael's, yeah. Or Joanne Fabric.
God, Joanne Fabric. Yeah,
you can pick up a sheer poke. I don't
There's
know.
so many department stores.
Go to Joanne Fabric. You'll catch a Marie because of the wall.
There you go.
Something
like that.
Hey, you should be hired by that.
Yeah,
dude.
Apply.
Yeah.
Hey, I love Pokemon. I know where they should go.
I know things.
Which is something we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, because Chuck came out to my house and he's like, "All you got are like fucking Pidgeys and Rattata out here." And I was like, "Man, if you think about like where my house is, like out here in the middle of fucking nowhere, there'd be some Pokemon out here. There's a swamp right over there, right? Tons of Polytoads and Poliwhirl would be.
Yeah, maybe even a Muck.
Oh, maybe in a Muck, because
Grimer.
there'd definitely be some frogs out there because they make a lot of noise. Or a lot of bugs would be out here.
Oh yeah, that's the thing is how many there are not that many bug types.
I think
in Gen 1.
I think there's
only
7.
There's a 7, isn't there? Oh no, yeah.
But then
you could find a Scyther out here.
I saw your gym over here had a Scyther. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's Scyther.
What? I don't know.
Scyther, Parasect.
Catch a Beedrill out here or something.
Yep, Caterpie and Weedles.
Venonats.
Venonats, Venomoth. And then what's the weird Tangela?
Tangela?
There's one.
Tangela would be out here because there's a woods over
outside
here
of my apartment.
Yeah.
I was trying to catch one for so long last night. It's like, fuck you! I just want you so bad.
It's actually very surprising that I don't see a lot. I see a lot of freaking birds though. So many Pidgeys and stupid Spearows. Surprisingly, no Zubats. I saw an image once of someone like where it was gonna walk like under a bridge, and then they open it up and it's like just tons of Zubats stupid under like this little tunnel on the bridge. Like, hey, it's accurate.
Where's my repels?
Yeah, he like opened. Oh no, it was like he was like gonna go into like a bridge or something like that, or some area, and then he opened up the nearby Pokemon, and all it was Zubats and like a Clefairy.
That sounds about right. It sounds like Mount Moon.
It's a Mount Moon. Like, that's the place to work. Where's my repels? Yeah.
All right. Well.
That was a very long Pokemon talk, but that
was good, yeah, because then we don't have to talk about any of the other garbage we had, because there's not a lot of news this week worth talking about.
Yeah, there's not really. I mean, there's some Netflix and stuff news.
Yeah, but it's Pokemon. People want to hear about Pokemon Go.
It's all about Pokemon.
But I'm still going to do my music minute. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
I did not.
Okay, check it out.
I downloaded it on my phone.
So yesterday I this is a music minute segment where I talk about new releases in music and singles and albums you should check out. So yesterday I was bored, had nothing to do, so I thought I'm gonna go to Electric Fetus and buy an album I haven't heard before. And I'm sitting there, I'm just walking around, and I hear what they're playing over the speakers, and I go, "This is kind of funky. I like this. It's cool." So I Shazammed it, and I think it had a total of. I wonder if I can see how many Shazams it had when I Shazammed it. 3 Shazams when I Shazammed it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went up and I found the CD, the new releases. And so what I would recommend this week is to check out Moog Maximus by The Mongolian. Yeah. It's a weird, like, funky... dance house kind of very like kind of like Prodigy was a little bit in the early 2000s, but it's more funkier, you know, more like kind of 70s funk, very dancey. Apparently the guy who the Mongolian, he was part of a group called Big Boss Man in the late '90s in England. They were like a house dance kind of style music. So yeah, I would recommend going and checking out Moog Maximus by the Mongolian. They hadn't even heard of it when I was in the Electric Fetus. So, and they were like, yeah, we just saw this, put it on, and we're digging it. And I go, yeah, I like it too. So I thought I'd buy the album. And so that's my Music Minute recommendation for this week.
Very nice. I wish I had listened to it beforehand, but I did not. I downloaded it on my phone, and then
I sent you the text too at like 3 o'clock in the morning when I got home from the bar last night. So
it was okay. I woke up like an hour later because it started storming out. It was like just the loudest thunder I've ever heard in my life. And then I look and I was like, I should maybe close our windows. And then like 2 minutes later, whoosh, just like sideways rain into the apartment. I was like,
didn't even hear the storm. I'm a heavy sleeper. Your text message woke me up because my head was for some reason like right by my phone. And I just like moved and like went back to sleep, and I was like, oh, storm's coming. Okay, just went right back to sleep because I didn't even look at my phone. What was that?
Yeah.
But anyway, good episode on Pokemon Go this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what Chuck's doing, but I am looking.
I just leveled up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was, my Drowsy has Confusion, not Psybeam, and my Jinx has Pound, not Slap.
Slap would be well, close enough. They all do this. They're all the same thing. Anyway, that's us this week. If you want to find me anywhere and everywhere on the internet, I'm at Scotty Boy. That's BWO with 4 Y's. Matt.
You can find me everywhere at Hagnerd, Hagnerd. You can find Chuck
probably on Reddit or something.
Somewhere.
Cransack Moose or at Get Chucked on Twitter. But I don't use Twitter because I'm stupid.
I use it to read other people's tweets.
Yeah,
that's about
I read other people's tweets.
I use it like a diary.
It's the same thing. It's the same tag for my Instagram too, but I haven't updated my Instagram since last summer, so never mind.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we'll smell you later. Can you hear us okay? I mean, we were talking the whole time.
Yeah, we're fine.
So
I'll just listen a little bit if I need to, but I can hear myself.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Fuzzy